Meteors have ravaged our northern colony, but thankfully no lives were lost. No human lives, anyway. Lots of drones lost their lives. But this little guy here is our savior. He is coming back, or coming all the way out to the edge of the colony where our water production apparatus is happening. And as a matter of fact, we actually still have, because of the last ice melts, check this out. The last ice melt, because that cold wave was so big, we gained a lot of water in this deposit, which is helping us, in general, keep extracting water from just one source. So that's one benefit of the ice melt mod that we're using. Because we're playing on a northern location, it's making that aspect of the game a little bit easier, which I do like overall, I think. All right, so Dragon number 1, you are loading up on rare resources, and I don't actually want you to. You can return to Earth. And you, Hydra number 1, I will send on a mission. Let's see really quickly what we can do. Yeah, let's go ahead and send Project Savannah. Was it Hydra number 1? Yeah, Hydra number 1. Go. So that's 6 colonists. So, yeah, end of the last episode. If you didn't watch it, the last 5 minutes were really intense. We summoned a meteor shower to try and get additional resources, and we got plenty of resources. There's lots of metal and polymer to be picked up all over the place. But let me tell you, the process of watching it all happen was one of the most excruciating and harrowing experiences of my Surviving Mars gameplay experience. So we're going to unload some of the resources that our RC transport loaded up in the last episode. Also, do we have any new anomalies to scan? No, we do not. We do have to queue up some additional scanning orders, though. There's that. Okay, deep breaths. Let's go up to speed 3 and let things progress. We are almost at 12% temperature, which is nice. Dragon number 1 is... I'm going to go ahead and launch Dragon number 1 so that those drones will reassign elsewhere. And now with that being done, one thing I would like to do is begin to balance between hubs, because obviously we have a bit of an imbalance situation happening. So let's go down to 10 as a minimum for all of our hubs. Now we have 14 remaining. And how many hubs altogether? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's not a perfect split, but we could do... All right. So one drone hub still has 10. Let's see which one that is, and we can always reassign it as necessary. As a matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. This drone hub, we're going to reduce down to 10. Now let's find the one that has 10. This is where it gets a little dicey. Maybe it's the most recent one. It is, actually, so they're in order. And we're going to put that up to 12. Perfect. All right, so now our drones are more evenly spread across the colony again, and we have unloaded our resources here. So I'm now going to give the order. Let's see what we're looking at in terms of polymers. The meteor shower really didn't bring down a lot, but let's create a transport route and have you just load up everything you can and then bring it back to the main pile, please. That was a rough couple of minutes of gameplay, that's for sure. Okay, so we do have the ability now to build a rather important building. Let's get the electronics factory set up. Oh, you know one thing I didn't do? Crap, I might move the school. Yeah, I might move the school over here. Because I know where I want to have my old folks dome, and I'm going to need a passageway spot. Ugh, okay, didn't think about that. Or I might move the farm. Maybe I'll move the farm, but one of them, anyway. So we're going to put that electronics factory there. Or you know what? With that in mind, because there might be some other passageway space that I need, let's build the electronics factory over here. Because with that landing pad being there, we know that there's not going to be anything out this direction necessarily that we expand towards. That could change in the future. But we're going to open up that second shift. And we now need, I think it's time to bring down some more colonists, but we need living space for them. Let's take a look at our current domes. 46 of 48, 24 of 32. Yeah, let's go ahead and build one more set of apartments. Just one for now. And another thing I'm going to do in this dome, since we're going to have people living here now, is we need just basic food services. So we want to have a diner for people to enjoy themselves. Let's see. Let's put it right there. Security station might come in handy. A large space bar could be meaningful to these folks. Let's go ahead and throw that down. And beyond that, we won't get too excited. We'll leave that as is. So it's mainly just concrete that we're producing. Hopefully we are bringing that in slightly more ample quantities now. Good. Planetary anomaly and analyzed. Carbonate processor is going to take forever to look into, but once we have the carbonate processor, we can start increasing the atmosphere of Mars, which I just cannot wait for.
Crop failure reported.
Man, I'm still recovering from the last few minutes of that previous episode. That was brutal. All right, you need wheat and soybeans. How are you doing? All right, you're up to 80%. So we are almost, after another soybean cycle, we can bring, well, no, after 2 more soybean cycles, we can bring potatoes into the fold until we have better crops. But potatoes are great for general food purposes. All right, now water-wise, what's going on? It appears that we might still need to have additional water extraction happening. We could double our extraction from this deposit, or we could go ahead and start exploiting the other deposit. I think that's what I'm going to do. The reason that I want to do that is having a second deposit helps ensure that what just happened will never happen again. Gives us a little bit of redundancy. Right now we have no redundancy with our water production. If disaster strikes the industrial complex area of the colony, then we are in a lot of danger. We're actually very lucky that we made it through that last episode with so little damage. That's probably because of the infrastructure that we've built so far. So I want to make sure that I maintain that kind of feeling of luck a little bit. So I am going to pause for a moment as I consider the placement of buildings that I'm going to need to get this set up. So we are going to need a drone hub. Let's put it right there. Remember, this is not going to require power or maintenance, but I do want it in range of the existing ones so that resources can be transported as needed. And I also want it in range of that resource hub. So, okay, we'll have you there. And that means I could put one here, but I don't think I will. I think we'll just have the drones from this particular drone hub go and get, and this, of course, will have 10 drones, go and get what they need. All right, so with that being done, all I need to do now is set up the cabling, but first I will set up the extraction mechanisms. We'll start with, why don't we say just one extractor? Or you know what? We could say 2. I know you're too far from a working drone commander, but that's okay, because you will soon not be too far from a working drone commander. Just give my drones a second to build their stuff, and you'll be good. All right. And the next thing I would like to do is send a power line out from this spot here. All right, so that polymer needs to be moved. Okay. And there's that. And we definitely need... What are you transporting right now? Are you unloading all those resources? Yeah. I guess you're still in that transport route, but we'll be able to... Good. Now you're done. All right, so there's more probably to be picked up, but... I want you to load that up. All right, we are apparently low on water. So we really need to get this done ASAP. Let's have this drone hub get finished up. Tell you what, I'm going to have the RC commander come over here and help out. Because we lost almost all of our water, and normally we would have had a large stored amount. So what we're doing now will help. Now we just need the metal in place to get this done.
Sector scanned.
All right, good. Still finding a lot of surface metal. All right, let's now go ahead and load up there. Now you still have more you can do, right? Oh, wow. Lots of polymers over here. Actually, no. I want you to gather... Do a transport route. Perfect. Gather everything from that area and bring it all back. Okay, now we can probably launch another expedition with Hydra number 1. Yeah, Project Steed brings us resources. I would rather do something that... Yeah, new technologies. So this is 6 colonists of any specialization. Go. Also, how are we doing on additional applicants? Just 4 right now with our current filters. Gonna wait until we have a few more applicants before we bring down more colonists. All right, there goes that rocket you saw its shadow. That was kind of cool, actually. Surprised at how long it's taking this metal to get here. Why is that? Is there no metal here? Evidently not. I'm going to have my RC transport do something different. Come on, buddy. I don't know if I've researched the tech yet that allows it to work faster. I don't think I have. Let's have you unload everything there. And then we're going to need concrete and machine parts to get those built. We have the machine parts.
Anomaly analyzed.
New techs are available for research. Moisture farming, gravity engineering, meteor defense system, rover printing, Martian-born strength, and the magnetic field generator. I've never had this much research ahead of me. It's crazy. All right, so India's offering more polymers. I think I'm okay on polymers now, though. So I think what I'd rather do... Can we not request electronics? There we go. All right. So what if we offered... We have a lot of metals. Let's offer metals for electronics. That's not exactly the best trade, but hey, if someone's willing to do it. Okay, so it looks like all of the needed resources have been brought down. There's the new drone hub, which will enable me to build a lot more in the area and fix our water shortage. So the water shortage is only during the night, or during the day, when buildings are running. That's why we've managed not to have too big of a problem yet while this has been ongoing. But now we need the concrete and the water. Yeah, let's have you load up on concrete too. Okay, so this guy is ready to load again. That went well. I guess it's mainly the planetary anomaly system that's changed that, but it's just so crazy to have so many options for research. Oh man, I hate that the carbonate processor is so expensive, and you get it so late. It's like one of the first things you want to start improving is the atmosphere level. For those of you who are curious. So we get dust storms. Well, we don't have dust storms here. But we get blue skies at 50% atmosphere. Meteor storms end at 80% atmosphere. And we have 40% atmosphere and 40% temperature and 10% liquid water on Mars. Clear water rains start. So this is going to be a long, kind of arduous process, especially since we started on a higher difficulty level. And we definitely felt the pain from that last episode. That is for certain. Yeah, what we're doing here, though, is really going to help us. The machine parts are in place. We just need... Yeah, we just ran out of water. Come on, guys. I can see the concrete being moved out. That particular... that jerk is in a bad spot at a bad time. All right, there we go. Yep, and now it's malfunctioned because that dust devil has just... Oh man, that's absolutely atrocious timing. All of our domes are without life support, and we have a dust devil right on top of our new water production. At the exact wrong moment. Talk about the worst luck. And it keeps hovering. Look at this. You need to go away, dude. Oh man, this is really bad. All of a sudden, we're in a tough spot. Okay. So we're producing water again, but that leak is killing. Yeah, it keeps lingering. Come on, please just dissipate.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
What kind of anomaly? Research? Yep. Go get it. Cross your fingers that colonists survived this. This is really bad. That dust devil is just hanging out on top of my pipes. And I can't keep up with it. It's the worst. All right, let's amplify those. All right, now where's the leak? Looks like we're getting the leak fixed now. All right, the leak's been fixed. We are producing water again, and we have...
Crop failure reported.
Oh, that was absolutely awful. But the only reason that happened is because we had such low water storage to begin with, given that we were waiting for that to start up. So that was just horrible, horrible timing. But again, now that we have the redundancy in place, we have water coming in from 2 different locations, and we're in better shape. And one thing I can also do, we can look into the large water tank at some point, but we need to build additional water storage. And you know where we're going to build it? We're going to build it right freaking here. So that when we have another cold snap, they're automatically protected as needed. Okay, now what else can I do? Let's take a quick look around. Yeah, that's right. We had you coming down here originally. Let's have you back to that job. Load up all resources of that type.
Anomaly analyzed.
All right, good. We're almost done with the carbonate processor. We might be done by the end of this episode if we're lucky. We are starting to lose our research bonuses, though. That dust geyser is so obnoxious. Thankfully, it hasn't caused too much trouble. Yeah, power production-wise, we are starting to suffer a little bit again. So let's see, how are we doing on stored power? We're okay at the moment, but it might be time to go ahead and throw down some large wind turbines. One of the reasons I don't use large wind turbines is you can't rotate them, which is like so much of the aesthetic of surviving Mars. is being able to kind of determine the look of your colony. You can't do it here. Now we get an elevation boost if we put them up here. So hang on, let's see where we could build. Yeah, we could have some built up here. And we would need to connect them to the power grid. But that's doable, I think. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, here's that. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. What's blocking you? Is it the drones themselves? Or is it just that thing being that big? Okay. It's just that thing being that big. That's all it is. Kind of hate the gore on this power line, but it's worth it for what we're going to get out of it. Okay, so they can build that connection, and that way we get a little bit more out of these large turbines. But let's place them up here on the hill. As a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and have just a line there, like so, because we've got room for it right now. And the large wind turbines can be here, here, and here. Can I do another one? Eventually I'll be able to. But I can also do... We'll just go with the 3 for now. That works for me. All right, so those resources... Yeah, we got plenty. We're good. Need to keep an eye on machine parts because we do have more going now that requires machine parts. Now, supposedly we're low on storage for oxygen and O2. Or oxygen... oxygen and H2O. Oxygen and water. Oh, man. Now, are there any other projects that I could run with you and get additional resources? I don't know that I like any of those, though. I like that, though. How many electronics do I have? 18? All right, we got a cold wave incoming. So I'm not going to worry about the special projects. I think I will have Hydra number 1 start loading up on rare metals, though, because we need to make some money. And I'm going to go ahead and tell the subsurface heaters to come online. Well, no, not just yet. I want to prioritize... Let's also have a solar array out here. This is one thing we haven't done yet. You know what? Hang on. We're going to move that. Because I do have a mod going that reduces power intake from solar arrays when they're in shadow, and I just don't want that to be a thing. Okay, so that's producing a little bit more power now. It's nice to see. We can upgrade them with polymer blades as well. And they only require 1 maintenance, which is nice. All right, so we even have a lot of extra power during the day. We especially will once this comes online. We continue to have crop failures at the hydroponic farm, sadly. Probably just because people... Yeah, this... That's why. That's why an officer is working that particular building. That explains so much. All right, no one is currently working the electronics factory, which is not a surprise because there's not a lot of people really here to work those jobs yet. Hydra number 1 still loading up on rare resources. Those rare resources, in part, are funding the production of our electronics. Okay, so we have 1 soul, and as soon as I'm at 1 day remaining, I want to go ahead and turn on for better or worse, the heaters. Mental breakdown. Damn it!
Just snapped.
Gilbert Amari, as every other colonist, went through psychological conditioning before arriving on Mars to guarantee their most basic ability to cope with the adverse environment. Indeed, the people live on a barren, dead cold world with a toxic, almost non-existent atmosphere protected only by a fragile-looking dome and relying on machines to keep them alive. The unparalleled everyday stress levels slowly drain the people of their resolve, thus even the slightest shock or frustration can send someone over the edge. On Earth, entertainment and recreation are just for fun, but here they're a tool for basic survival. So, Gilbert Amari has reached critically low sanity. Provide operational healthcare buildings in the domes and avoid heavy workload or nighttime work to prevent this situation. Troubling. All right. Let's have a quick look at this, shall we? Seems like Isla Anderson is also at low sanity. So maybe we have several that are low, but Gilbert Amari was the one that was listed. Why are these not in order? Hang on, we can sort though. Huh, it's really weird that Gilbert Amari was listed. Has he... I didn't get a suicide notification. I do not see him. Do you see him? I don't see him. Oh, well, that's really odd. I'm not sure why I can't find him. Wait, hang on. There were some filters there. Maybe I could find him that way. Colonists. There he is, Gilbert Amari. All right, so he's vegan. He's not looking for a job. He's been on Mars for 26 days. Man, all right, so we've had our first sanity breakdown, which means we're going to have to start looking after the mental health of our folks as best we can. Okay, so how are we doing on this thing here? I need you guys to make this a high priority, please. Because we have 8 hours until we are definitely turning the heaters on, and I need power production. Thankfully, we have plenty of stored power. I'm glad we finally got that wind farm set up. You know what? We're going to keep it going. Too far from working drone commander? I can fix that. We'll build another one. We'll build another hub just to maintain all this stuff here. It's worth it.
Crop failure reported.
Okay. Well, we are 29 minutes into this episode. I'm going to stop here. And we do have some resources to collect with the RC transport. So I'll be taking a look at that soon. I don't think anyone's interested in our metals for electronics trade. So I might need to offer something a little bit more lucrative, like, for instance, machine parts. But machine parts we don't necessarily want to give up. So I might say polymers instead, since I have so many now. We just need to make sure that our polymer production continues to be strong. Right now, it's not particularly strong. We just need more colonists, and we need to survive this incoming cold snap. I think I will, now that we have this thing online, I think I will go ahead before this episode ends so I don't forget at the beginning of the next one. I will go ahead and, come on now, there we go. I will turn on all the subsurface heaters. They are high priority, so it'll take a second for them to come back online. But on that note, we got a cold snap incoming, and hopefully this was a smoother episode than the last one, but we still have more to build, and we definitely need more colonists to fill out this new dome that we've gotten set up, because right now these apartments are mostly empty, and these jobs are worked, but as you can see, we have room in the electronics factory for more electronics production, and we need that for more than one reason. If we can be a strong electronics export colony, that would be fantastic. Also, let's go ahead and amplify that and turn on the second shift for the metals extractor. Yeah, more jobs to work for sure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.